YouTube. Welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans for the fans. I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and I'm here to talk about the Royal Rumble 2018 review. The Royal Rumble came to Philadelphia tonight, and they deliver a pretty decent show from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, PA. The Royal Rumble kickoff show, I will admit, I did not watch. I was sleeping through the entire thing because I thought the show would be more enjoyable that way. I find the show to be way too long if you're going to try and watch the pre-show and everything else that happens or comes with it. So those ratings you will not see down below. My rating system is just letter grades for right now for what I thought of the matches. Some of them you could maybe change the plus or minuses on, maybe if I go back and rewatch them, depending on certain things. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you like the content, make sure you click the like button and also click the subscribe button. But let's get right into this show here. Royal Rumble kickoff show. The first match we had Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and Gran Metalik versus TJP, Jack Gallagher, and Drew Gulak. Decent match is what it looks like from reading on SE Scoops here. The winners were Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and Gran Metalik. Didn't watch it, like I said. From reading it, looked all right. We also had the Revival versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Looks like they gave the Revival back their win here, so not really too much to say. Whatever. So good for them. That maybe was something that you wanted to showcase on Raw this week. And we also had a U.S. title match with Bobby Roode, the champion, versus Mojo Rawley. Bobby Roode picks up the victory and retains his U.S. championship. Seemed like a normal back-and-forth match. Now, let's get into the actual live event of the Royal Rumble. Shout out to whoever is watching. Thank you for joining. The Royal Rumble here, we get all the opening packages and everything else. The first match was surprising. It was the WWE Championship match with AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Very surprising to start off with a Royal Rumble so the people weren't tired out throughout this. And I wrote on Twitter, it was very strange how they set up everything, at least as far as the booking and how they handled everything in the match order. But we look at this match. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Decent match. It took them a little bit to flow fully together, but it started to work. Sami Zayn, once again, I have to give him credit for his heel work throughout the match. Sami Zayn was so good at being annoying and just irking me throughout the entire match that it was just like, oh, I want to see this guy get punched in the face. Kevin Owens, same thing. He did a good job. They played off of the injury from SmackDown with the calf crusher. Supposedly his ankle hurt a little bit, and he damaged it during the match. And that was going to come back into play later on. Sami Zayn and everything kept making breakups. The ending of the match is what I thought, where they tried to be creative, but it gets a little convoluted at times, so I felt kind of in the middle about it. AJ catches Sami Zayn. He tries to go for a tag on Kevin Owens. The tag never happened. Sami gets knocked out, goes to the floor. Kevin Owens runs in to basically grab AJ, and I don't know if he's trying to Irish whip him into the ropes or whatever, but he gets rolled up, and the ref ends up counting the 3 count on him, and they are cost the match, and Kevin Owens was technically not the legal man. Immediately after, AJ celebrates. He's declared the winner. And you could see it was apparent what happened in the match. They go backstage. Zayn and Owens are complaining to Shane McMahon. It's not fair. Did you see what happened? You can't screw me out of another championship. Shane McMahon gives the best answer he could. They said, Shane, did you see what just happened? And his answer was just, yep, and he walked away. So that was very good. I didn't hate it. I thought they did a decent job with it. Let's see here. We went to the SmackDown Tag Title match, which consisted of the Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match. This is another match it felt pretty strange about. Like, the placement of it was odd, and I just didn't like how it turned out overall. excellent wrestling throughout the match. Very impressed by Gable and Benjamin and the teamwork that they have. Shelton Benjamin always seems to find a way to show up and bring the best out of his tag partners and opponents. So they go through everything. The first pinfall is led from, or happens from, a double super kick from the Usos, which I thought was pretty cool. It was different. They hit that. And then in the end of the match, basically, Shelton Benjamin comes in for a suplex on Jimmy Uso, and Jimmy Uso rolled him up, and that was it. They just lost 2 falls straight, which, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense to an extent, but I really didn't see the purpose of doing that. It just, I don't know. To me, it just seemed like you just wasted a bunch of time going through all of this. Just not the biggest fan for it. So the Usos get the victory. I'm not sure where they're going with the tag title scene. Jerry Lawler comes out and joins the commentary team after that. I'm sorry. I'm not giving you the ratings. Shane McMahon match. I believe I gave that like a B- for I'm not AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And I think the Usos match, I gave it like a C, in that range. I'll have it all updated in the description afterwards. Jerry Lawler comes out. He's going to do the commentary for the Royal Rumble match. Very cool to have the King come out there, do everything else. We get a Royal Rumble match. Aiden English is out there to announce number 1, and I thought it was going to be him, but it was actually Rusev. And Rusev, very over. Fans are chanting Rusev Day. They're giving him the business. Pretty cool. Finn Balor comes out at number 2. Finn Balor, perfect candidate for the Iron Man portion of the match. I'm just trying to go through everything here. We had Rhino at 3. Baron Corbin came in. Baron Corbin looked very impressive. He probably looked the best that he has ever looked since losing the Money in the Bank briefcase, which sucked. So Corbin did get eliminated, but he did a good job. Heath Slater took a lot of abuse in this match. He got beat up coming down to the ring after Corbin was eliminated. And everybody who came out after this just basically either stomped Heath Slater, walked over him. Who else came out? We had Elias. Andrade Cien Almas from NXT. The NXT champion was in this at number 7. He did a pretty good job. And Johnny Gargano has made Andrade Cien Almas. If you have not checked out that match, I would highly recommend that you go back and watch it. He was very over because of it. So Bray Wyatt comes out at 8. He did a pretty good job. We had Big E at 9. We go through Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens beat up Ty Dillinger and took his 10th spot. I felt kind of bad for him for that. And Sheamus comes out at 11. Heath Slater winds up getting up, coming in the ring, and clotheslining Sheamus out, eliminating him in pretty quick fashion, which everyone was shocked at. You had New Day start coming out. Apollo Crews. Nakamura was out at 14. I had 15. In the Solid Monster, his group had like a sign up for the Rumble. And I was 1 away. So close, man. I'm going to win one of these years. But Nakamura came out at number 14. Did an excellent job. Kofi had a pretty cool spot in the match. I'm just trying to remember everything that I could think of from this match. Basically, they used pancakes to keep his foot from hitting the ground after saving him. So pretty cool to do that. Jinder Mahal came out and threw some people out. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy did a square off, and basically they eliminated each other and canceled each other out. But it was pretty cool to see them working together as a tag team. Could be a route that WWE goes, but I like the feud between them, and I'm still interested in it. Hopefully to see both guys wind up looking strong at the end of it. John Cena comes out at number 20, and fans were giving him a lot of garbage. John Cena basically comes in and starts wrecking house. Number 21, the Hurricane, was a surprise entrant, and I didn't hear anybody predicting him to come back. Hurricane did a great job. He came in, did the fake choke slam. He tried to on John Cena. He didn't get a lot of offense, but people just wanted to see the Hurricane just because. So it's always good to see him. He goes out. Aiden English is 22. And then he comes in, basically gets a Rusev Day pop. Adam Cole at 23 also joins the Rumble match. Good to see him. Everyone was selling the injuries from the previous night from NXT. So thumbs up and kudos to paying attention to that stuff, at least that nobody's out there just doing whatever the heck they wanted to do. Randy Orton comes out. He eliminates Almas with RKO, Titus O'Neil. Miz, Rollins did a good job. And then Rollins and Finn Balor were probably the two Iron Men in that match. They did an excellent job showing up. And, yeah, they did what they had to do. Number 27, Rey Mysterio returns. Rey Mysterio looked better than he did in the last 3 years he was in WWE during this match. Rey Mysterio looked rested. He looked like he could move, do some things with the guys. And I think that part-time contract is exactly what he needed. I mean, on Lucha Underground, he looked great too. But Rey Mysterio came in here, and he did everything that you wanted him to do. West Coast pops, 619s, head scissor takedowns. Rey Mysterio was hitting everything, and he looked flawless while doing it. Did an excellent job. He put over a bunch of guys, the Roman Reigns and everyone else. Goldust comes out at 29. They pay a lot of respect to the legends. And number 30 was Dolph Ziggler. Very surprised to see Ziggler come out there. He got a little bit of a mini run, and then he was quickly eliminated, which saddened me. Why bring Dolph Ziggler back to just do that? Wasn't worth it, I felt. I felt you could have gave that spot to someone else who wanted it or really wanted to be in the match. But that sucks for Ziggler. So we get to the end of the match, basically, and there's two parts I want to talk about. There was a point in the match where it was like 3-on-3. The final three people on one side, it was Randy Orton, John Cena, and was it Roman Reigns? And I felt like they were on the other side going up against Finn Balor, Nakamura, and I don't remember. Oh, I'm sorry. It was John Cena, Rey Mysterio, and Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, and Nakamura. It was like the old school versus the new school, and I thought that was a very cool spot to set up. And then when it got down to the final four, it was John Cena, Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Nakamura. Don't forget that Roman eliminated Seth. Way to turn on your friend, Roman Reigns. They want to get that guy cheered. You could tell by the stuff they do with him. So it comes down to the final four. Winds up Finn Balor is eliminated. He put on an excellent performance. He looked very strong. And eventually it comes down to Cena gets eliminated. Reigns and Nakamura are the final two. They go back and forth, and Nakamura ends up throwing Roman Reigns out of the ring, and Nakamura has won the Royal Rumble match. Excellent Royal Rumble match. I have to give this probably match of the night, but that's easy because it's the Royal Rumble. And that match was solid. Deserves easily an A- for that match. They did very well. Renee Young comes in and asks Nakamura who he's going to challenge, and Nakamura says AJ Styles. So we will be getting the Wrestle Kingdom rematch, it looks like, with AJ Styles versus Nakamura, and I am all about it. I think that match is going to be awesome. No denying it's a match I've wanted to see for quite some time. So thumbs up for that. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are celebrating the win. Trade some banter and stuff back and forth. Stephanie's talking about making history tonight, and it's apparent that the Women's Royal Rumble will be the main event. We get to the Raw tag title situation with Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan versus The Bar. This match was in a very difficult spot. After everyone was going crazy for the Nakamura win, you put on this tag title match, and they were in the death spot, I felt. They had not a chance to make this match really good. So, long story short, the match is basically Seth Rollins is getting beat up by both members of The Bar. The Bar wind up take control of the match, and I felt like Rollins and Cesaro and Sheamus were out there really trying to put on a good show and tell the story that they were supposed to, and they did tell the story. I just felt they were in a bad spot, and Rollins kept getting beat down, and the storyline was Jason Jordan kept getting knocked off the apron. He couldn't really help Rollins, so Seth had to keep coming in the match and taking the beating for it, and they give him the valiant effort of fighting it off, but they wind up defeating him with their finisher. I don't know if it has a name, but it's the I don't know what you want to call it, where Sheamus holds his head, and then Cesaro comes off the middle rope, and they just plant him. So, unfortunately, we got new tag champs. I should say unfortunately. I predicted it to go the other way because I felt you had some life with this storyline. But the Bar regained the tag titles in a decent match. But overall, with it being in the death spot, it's going to be in the C range for me. They set up the Universal title match. This match was exactly what you thought it would be. It was plunder. I found it to be quite boring because we all knew what was going to happen. WWE wants Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and you're going through this thinking like, okay, Brock Lesnar is going to win, and Kane is in there to take the pinfall. And that's exactly what we got. Braun Strowman looked very dominant, and I wonder what they're going to do with him for WrestleMania. But maybe he's going to end up fighting The Miz for the Intercontinental title. That's what I think is going to end up happening with him. But Brock Lesnar comes in, F5's Kane on a steel chair, gets the 3 count. No one was kicking out of anything. So Brock Lesnar wins just as we all expected. Nothing too surprising. Fans weren't shocked, and they weren't super into it. They did their best, though, for what they had. We saw a trailer for the Andre the Giant HBO special in April. I believe it's April 10th. This is the day it's airing. I highly recommend everyone check that documentary out. Looks like it'll be a good special. And Andre the Giant was a unique individual during my childhood as a wrestling fan. So check out that match. Then we get to the Women's Royal Rumble. The Women's Royal Rumble was quite different. The first person who was the entrant in the Rumble, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. And I knew as soon as I saw Sasha at 1, Becky Lynch at 2. Maria Menounos came out and announced them. Stephanie got booed. Maria Menounos got booed a little bit. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch came out at 1 and 2. And they were, I don't want to put this, they were like, you could tell they were going to be the Iron Women of that match. They had a lot of people into the match, and they did an excellent job. They were the perfect 2 people to start off the match. I would have chose no one different than those 2. We saw appearances from Sarah Logan. She came out. Lita was number 5, so it was pretty cool to see Lita. Lita hit a scary moonsault in there. I didn't know if she had got all of it, and maybe that's just me panicking, but Lita looked like she barely got that moonsault all the way over. But she did a good job. Lita looked pretty good in here. She got the you still got it chance. Never lost it. Kairi Sane at 6, double spear. She's hitting that flying elbow drop, which is the best looking elbow drop in wrestling today. Tamina came out. I think she was the first person eliminated from the match. Yeah, some other people come out. Dana Brooke, Sonya Deville. Tori Wilson was a surprise entrant at number 9. Tori Wilson looks stunning still. Very beautiful. Molly Holly, very impressive to see Molly Holly back in the match. Molly Holly hit the Molly go round from the top rope, and she did a good job with it. It's been a long time since we've seen Molly Holly actually nail that move, and I have to give her the big thumbs up for what she did. She eliminates Sarah Logan, hits the Molly go round on Sasha. They call it the Molly bomb in here. I don't know why. Michelle McCool also came out, and fans were chanting The Undertaker at Michelle McCool. Basically, if you have a husband or you've been with anyone in wrestling, you were getting chants for that. We got Lana came out, Ruby Riott. We had Vicky Guerrero come out as a surprise entrant, given the excuse me at number 16. And Vicky did a good job annoying everybody with her voice because that's what she does. She was a great heel. And they eliminated her pretty quickly. Carmella comes out. Carmella got hit with the briefcase by Vicky Guerrero. Did what they could for it. Kelly comes out at 19. We got Natalya in the match at this point. Not a lot of eliminations were occurring right away, so the female match flowed, but it didn't flow as smoothly as most people would have thought. Becky Lynch did her thing. Carmella, Jacqueline comes out too. Who else did we get? Nia Jax at 22. Nia and Ruby throws Ruby into the turnbuckle. Nia Jax was dominant in this match. I want to say either her or Sasha had to have the most eliminations. Nia Jax looked really good, and I think they got to give her a title run soon. She deserves it, and Nia Jax has been showing up doing her business. Like, she has been crushing everybody, and she's been blowing away my expectations. She's improved so much since when she first came up to the Raw brand. Excuse me. Beth Phoenix came out. You saw some double team moves with Beth Phoenix and Natalya. Pin up strong. Good to see them back together. But Natalya turned on Beth. We also had Asuka at number 25. Asuka comes in and just wrecks house, kicking everybody, beating a lot of people up. Asuka did a good job. Who else do we have? Mickie James. We had the Bella Twins enter towards the end. They were doing a lot of double teaming throughout the match. Bayley was number 29. And at number 30, they had Trish Stratus come out. Good to see Trish come out. Trish looked good as she always does. Hit a lot of Luthez presses. Trish did all of her signature moves. You go through everything, and towards the end, they wind up jumping Nia Jax. They all eliminate her because of the Bella Twins. Natalya gets thrown out. It comes down to Sasha Banks, the Bella Twins, and Asuka. And Sasha had the right idea she threw out Bayley, and then she started acting very heelish throughout the match, and I loved it. Sasha Banks showed a lot of personality, and I think that's the route that they need to go with her. Sasha Banks ends up saying, hey, let's jump Asuka, and she sets her up on the middle rope for her double knees, and the Bella Twins turned on her and threw her out, and Sasha was shocked. But you got to learn never to trust someone in a Royal Rumble. The Bella Twins eliminate her, and it winds up that Nikki eliminates Brie with a forearm smash on the ropes, and it comes down to Asuka and Nikki Bella. Asuka winds up getting the elimination and wins. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss were ringside, sitting out there watching the match to be part of it. They both come in, and it looks like Asuka's going to make a choice for us as far as what she's going to do. And then you hear some theme music that's unfamiliar, and it's Ronda Rousey with the Rowdy Piper type of letters showing up on the Titantron. Ronda Rousey comes out and makes an impact and looks like she's offering to shake people's hands. And at the same time, ESPN's breaking the news that Ronda Rousey has signed a full-time contract with WWE. Ronda Rousey is trying to make those moves, shake people's hands out there, and nobody seems to be going for it. It doesn't seem like she's very popular at that moment. Even goes up to Stephanie and exchanged some pretty weird looks. So Asuka never really picked who she was going to face, but Ronda Rousey appears to be in to come to WrestleMania. So without wrestling yet, we could get some things. This Royal Rumble, they did a good job, and I think that we could see this again next year. I would give this Royal Rumble match a solid B. And that's not bad. I think it deserves another chance, and I think the women did a good enough job to impress. I'd like to hear what you guys think of the Women's Royal Rumble match, main eventing, what you thought of the card structure and everything else. I don't want to drag this video out too long, but also I want to ask everyone, what do you guys think of Ronda Rousey coming to WWE? It looks like that we're going to see some good WrestleMania matchups. Share down below what you want to see for the card. Talk about the Rumble, whatever. I want to hear from you guys down below. Remember to give us a follow at EPW Show on Twitter. Check out our Facebook page, Everything Pro Wrestling, and join the Everything Pro Wrestling group on Facebook, private group where you can chat, and talk some wrestling with us. We appreciate it. Also, check out the IWC app on Wrestling Aminu. And make sure you guys download it and check out my videos. I appreciate anyone who took the time out to watch this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the Royal Rumble as much as I did. I give the overall show a B+. They did a decent job with this. Give them the thumbs up. We are out, guys. So tell me your thoughts on the show down below. Peace.